Today's message from God comes in the heart of this Thanksgiving season. He is drawing you into a sacred moment of gratitude. The Lord wants you to pause, breathe, and recognize that His hand has been upon your life in ways you didn't always see. He is reminding you that gratitude is not just a feeling, it is the doorway into the blessings He has prepared next. This is His word to you today. Position your heart with thanksgiving, and you will receive what I have longed to reveal. You have been so focused on what you lack that you have become blind to the abundance that already surrounds your life. The enemy has skillfully directed your gaze toward empty spaces, while magnificent blessings stood in your peripheral vision unacknowledged and uncelebrated. Today, I am adjusting your spiritual sight. I am recalibrating the lens through which you view your existence. What was invisible is about to become brilliantly visible. What was overlooked is about to be recognized for the treasure it has always been. Thanksgiving is not merely a holiday marked on calendars and celebrated with feasting. It is a spiritual posture that unlocks dimensions of blessing that remain forever sealed to ungrateful hearts. When you cultivate gratitude as a lifestyle rather than an occasional expression, you position yourself to receive what I have been longing to release into your circumstances. The doors that have remained stubbornly closed despite your persistent knocking will swing open when thanksgiving becomes the key you carry. My beloved child, let me remind you of how far I have brought you. Cast your memory backward through the corridors of your personal history. Remember the valleys that seemed impossible to traverse, yet somehow you emerged on the other side. Remember the mountains that loomed insurmountable before you, yet somehow you found yourself standing at their summit. Remember the storms that threatened to drown you, yet somehow you remained afloat. None of this was coincidence. None of this was luck. Every survival was my intervention. Every emergence was my rescue. Every overcoming was my power operating through your weakness. The breath filling your lungs right now is a gift you did not earn and cannot purchase. The heartbeat maintaining rhythm within your chest is a miracle repeated thousands of times daily without your conscious participation. The eyes scanning these words, the mind interpreting their meaning, the spirit receiving their truth. All of these are blessings so consistent that you have forgotten to recognize them as extraordinary. Today, I am awakening you to the wonder of what you have dismissed as ordinary. Consider the people I have placed in your life who have loved you despite your imperfections. Think about the hands that have helped you when you could not help yourself. Remember the voices that spoke encouragement when silence would have been easier. Recall the prayers lifted on your behalf by people who cared enough to carry your burdens before my throne. You are not self-made. You are community supported. You are loved more than you have allowed yourself to believe. The provision that has sustained you through seasons of scarcity did not materialize from emptiness. Every meal that satisfies your hunger, every bill that somehow got paid when mathematics suggested impossibility, every need that was met through unexpected channels, all of these were my fingerprints on your daily existence. I have been providing for you with such consistency that my provision has become invisible through its reliability. But invisible does not mean absence. My hand has never stopped working on your behalf. In this season of Thanksgiving, I want you to build an altar of gratitude in the sanctuary of your heart. Upon this altar, place every blessing you can identify, no matter how small it might seem. The roof over your head, the clothes covering your body, the water flowing from your faucets, the technology connecting you to information and community, the freedoms you exercise without thought because they have never been threatened. Each of these represents provision that millions around the world desperately lack. What you have normalized as baseline existence would be answered prayer for countless others. But Thanksgiving is not merely about counting external blessings. It is about recognizing the internal transformations that have made you who you are becoming. Thank me for the struggles that developed your strength. Thank me for the failures that taught you humility. Thank me for the rejections that redirected your path toward better destinations. Thank me for the delays that protected you from premature opportunities you were not yet equipped to steward. What you have resented was actually my protection. What you have questioned was actually my provision in disguise. The enemy wants to keep you focused on what went wrong so you never notice what went right. He knows that a complaining heart becomes a closed heart, sealed against the very blessings I am trying to pour into your life. He understands that gratitude is a weapon that defeats his schemes and dissolves his influence. This is precisely why he works so diligently to keep you focused on deficits instead of deposits, on problems instead of provision, on wounds instead of healing. Today, I am breaking the power of negativity that has poisoned your perception. The lens of complaint through which you have been viewing your life is being shattered and replaced with the lens of thanksgiving that reveals reality as it truly exists. You will begin to see blessings where you previously saw only burden. You will recognize provision where you previously perceived only poverty. You will discover reasons for praise in the same circumstances that previously produced only frustration. Let me speak about the harvest that this season of Thanksgiving represents in spiritual dimensions. Throughout the year, you have been planting seeds, sometimes knowingly and sometimes unknowingly. Every act of faith was a seed. Every prayer offered in trust was a seed. Every obedience executed despite difficulty was a seed. Every kindness extended when cruelty would have been easier was a seed. These seeds have been germinating in soil you cannot see, developing root systems that will support the fruit about to emerge. Thanksgiving is harvest season in the spiritual realm. What you have seen in previous months is now ready for reaping. The investments you made in faith are maturing into returns you will be able to collect. The patience you exercised when you wanted to rush ahead has prepared fields that are now ripe for gathering. Do not let this harvest pass without intentional collection. The blessings are ready. Your gathering hands must be extended. But there is a principle of harvest that many fail to understand. Gratitude multiplies what you gather. When you receive blessings with thankful hearts, you create magnetic conditions that attract additional blessings. Abundance flows toward appreciation. Increase gravitates toward gratitude. The same blessing received with thanksgiving yields greater fruit than identical blessing received with entitlement. How you receive determines what you retain and what multiplies in your hands. I want to address the areas of your life where thanksgiving feels impossible because circumstances seem to contradict every reason for gratitude. Perhaps your health has been failing and gratitude for physical blessing feels dishonest. Perhaps your finances have been crumbling and thankfulness for provision feels hypocritical. Perhaps your relationships have been shattering and appreciation for the community feels false. I understand the tension between what you are experiencing and what Thanksgiving seems to require. But here is the mystery that transforms everything. I am not asking you to be thankful for the suffering. I am asking you to be thankful for the suffering. These are vastly different postures. Thankfulness for suffering would require you to celebrate what causes you pain. Thankfulness and suffering recognizes that even in the midst of difficulty, blessings remain that deserve acknowledgement. Even your worst day contained gifts from my hand if you had eyes to see them. The prison cell that confined Paul and Silas could not prevent them from singing praises at midnight. The furnace that threatened Shadrach, and Abednego could not silence their testimony of my faithfulness. The lion's den that was designed to destroy Daniel could not diminish his discipline of gratitude. Throughout history, my most powerful servants have discovered that thanksgiving is not dependent upon comfortable circumstances. It is a choice that creates comfort in any circumstance. When you give thanks in the midst of hardship, you are making a declaration that transcends your current situation. You are announcing to the spiritual realm that your circumstances do not determine your faith. You are proclaiming to the enemy that his attacks cannot steal your joy. You are demonstrating to heaven that you trust my character even when you cannot trace my hand. This kind of thanksgiving carries extraordinary power because it defies natural logic and operates in supernatural dimensions. Let me speak about the family members who will gather during this season of celebration. Some relationships carry weight that threatens to crush the joy out of what should be sacred occasions. Old wounds resurface when certain faces appear. Ancient arguments lie dormant until familiar triggers awaken them. The people who should bring you the greatest comfort somehow bring you the greatest conflict. I know. I see everything that happens behind closed doors and within human hearts. This Thanksgiving season, I am asking you to release the offenses you have been carefully cataloging against family members who have hurt you. Not because they deserve release, but because you deserve freedom. Unforgiveness chains you to the people who wounded you more effectively than any physical restraint could accomplish. When you forgive, you break chains that have been limiting your own movement. Forgiveness is not a gift to your offender, it is a gift to yourself. As you gather with family, whether that family is biological or chosen, let gratitude set the tone for every interaction. Before criticism rises to your lips, find something to appreciate about the person who frustrates you. Before old arguments are reopened, remember moments when that relationship brought you joy. Before you allow disappointment to color every interaction, acknowledge the fact that you have people who care enough to gather with you at all. Millions will spend this season in isolation, longing for the very connections you might be tempted to dismiss. I want to speak specifically about the table around which you will gather. That table represents so much more than a platform for holding food. It is an altar of abundance where blessing becomes visible and shareable. Every dish placed upon it represents provision that came through my hand. Every person seated around it represents the relationship that I orchestrated. The gathering itself is a miracle of coordination that brought individual lives together for shared experience. When you bow your head to offer thanks before eating, let that prayer be more than a religious ritual performed from obligation. Let it be a genuine overflow of a heart that recognizes the extraordinary nature of ordinary blessing. The turkey or the ham, the vegetables and the bread, the desserts and the drinks, none of these materialized from nothing. Each required sun and rain, soil and seed, time and labor, transportation and preparation. Countless hands participated in bringing that meal to your table. Your Thanksgiving acknowledges the entire chain of provision. But the food is merely the visible symbol of deeper provision. Around that table sit stories of survival, testimonies of my faithfulness, living evidence of prayers answered and promises kept. Each person present has walked through valleys and climbed mountains, faced demons and discovered angels, experienced loss and received restoration. The gathering itself is a testimony that trials did not destroy what I was building in each life. Celebrate the survivors who surround you. Let me speak about the children who will be present during your celebrations. Whether they are your own children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, or children of friends, these young ones are not merely present to receive what adults provide. They are gifts of incomprehensible value, wrapped in small packages of boundless energy and endless questions. Each child represents hope concretized, future personified, blessing embodied. When you look at them, you are looking at my promises made visible. Take time during this Thanksgiving season to speak blessing over the children in your life. Tell them what you appreciate about them. Explain why they matter. Describe what you see developing within them that makes you grateful. Children rarely hear enough genuine appreciation. Their ears are more accustomed to correction than celebration. Let this season be different. Let them hear gratitude for who they are, not just instructions about who they should become. For those of you who will spend this Thanksgiving season without the children you longed for, whether through infertility, loss, distance, or estrangement, I want to speak tenderness into that particular ache. Your pain is not invisible to me. Your empty arms are not ignored by heaven. I hold your tears in bottles of remembrance. Even in this season of family celebration, there is room for grief to sit alongside gratitude. The two are not mutually exclusive. You can thank me for what I have provided while honestly acknowledging what remains absent. Now, let me address the financial strain that makes this season particularly stressful for many of my children. The expectation of gift giving combines with the cost of gathering to create pressure that can crush the very joy these occasions are meant to produce. You have been calculating what you cannot afford while comparing yourself to what others seem to provide. The enemy has been using this season to highlight your insufficiency rather than celebrate my sufficiency. Hear me clearly on this matter. I am not measuring your love for others by the price tags attached to presents you purchase. I am not evaluating your faithfulness by the extravagance of meals you prepare. I am not calculating your worth by the abundance of your provisions. The most valuable gifts you can give require no credit card and produce no debt. Your presence is a gift. Your attention is a gift. Your time is a gift. Your love is a gift. These are the currencies of the kingdom that hold value beyond anything manufactured and marketed. If financial limitations have created anxiety about this season, I want to replace that anxiety with creative freedom. A handwritten letter expressing specific appreciation for someone costs nothing but time and attention. Yet it will be treasured long after expensive electronics become obsolete. A meal prepared with love but simple ingredients satisfies souls more deeply than restaurant reservations that strain budgets. An afternoon of undistracted presence with someone who craves your companionship outvalues any wrapped package you could purchase. Let me speak about gratitude as a spiritual discipline that must be cultivated year-round rather than concentrated in a single season. What I am awakening within you during these Thanksgiving days should not return to dormancy when calendar pages turn to December. The gratitude I am developing in your heart is meant to become permanent residence rather than temporary visitor. Daily thanksgiving transforms existence from burden into blessing, regardless of what circumstances might suggest. Begin each morning with deliberate gratitude. Before your feet touch the floor, before demands begin their assault on your attention, before the day has the opportunity to disappoint you, pause and give thanks. Thank me for the night's rest, however imperfect it might have been. Thank me for the new day with its fresh possibilities. Thank me for the breath you just took and the countless breaths you will take before this day concludes. This morning practice of gratitude establishes the tone for everything that follows throughout your days. Let thanksgiving punctuate your experiences. When you eat, give thanks. When you arrive safely at destinations, give thanks. When someone shows you kindness, give thanks. When you complete tasks that feel overwhelming, give thanks. When unexpected blessings surprise you, give thanks. When expected blessings arrive on schedule, give thanks. Let gratitude become so woven into the fabric of your daily existence that it no longer requires conscious effort, but flows naturally from a transformed heart. End each day with reflection that searches for reasons to be grateful. Even the most difficult days contain hidden blessings that become visible when intentionally sought. The conflict you experienced also contained opportunity for growth. The disappointment you felt also contained protection from something worse. The delay you encountered also contained divine timing you could not perceive. Train your mind to find thanksgiving in every experience, not as denial of difficulty, but as recognition of my presence within difficulty. I want to speak about the testimony that gratitude creates in a world dominated by complaint. When you express genuine thanksgiving in circumstances that would produce grumbling from others, you become a living contradiction to cultural expectations. People notice. They cannot explain your peace. They cannot understand your joy. They become curious about the source of stability that circumstances cannot shake. Your gratitude becomes evangelism more powerful than arguments or debates. The world is drowning in negativity. Social media amplifies complaints until it becomes the dominant frequency of human communication. News outlets profit from fear and outrage rather than hope and gratitude. Into this environment of pervasive pessimism, your thanksgiving speaks with volume that cuts through the noise. When you thank me publicly, when you express gratitude openly, when you celebrate blessings visibly, you become a prophet of hope in a culture of despair. Let me address the comparison trap that steals thanksgiving from countless hearts during seasons of celebration. You look at what others have, and suddenly your blessings seem insufficient. You observe the vacations they take, the homes they inhabit, the vehicles they drive, the relationships they display, and your own life feels diminished by contrast. The enemy uses comparison as an effective weapon against gratitude, convincing you that you cannot be thankful until you have what they have. But comparison is a thief that robs you of present joy while promising future satisfaction that never arrives. Those you envy have their own struggles invisible to your observation. Their posts display highlight reels while your experience includes behind-the-scenes reality. They carry burdens you cannot see, face challenges you do not know, wrestle with demons you will never encounter. Comparison compares your complete experience with their curated presentation, an evaluation guaranteed to produce false conclusions. I have given you exactly what you need for the assignment I have placed on your life. Your portion is precisely calibrated to your purpose. Desiring someone else's blessing often means desiring someone else's burden, because blessings and burdens frequently come as paired packages. Be grateful for what you have received rather than resentful about what you have not. Your portion is not accidental. It is intentionally designed specifically for you by the one who knows you completely. Now let me speak about the power of spoken thanksgiving. Gratitude that remains only internal accomplishes a fraction of what gratitude expressed achieves. When you speak your thanksgiving, when you verbalize your appreciation, when you audibly declare what I have done, something multiplies in both spiritual and natural dimensions. Your words carry creative power. What you speak with gratitude grows. What you celebrate increases. What you acknowledge with thanksgiving becomes anchored in your experience. During this season, let your thanksgiving be heard. Tell people specifically what you appreciate about them. Do not assume they know. Do not suppose your actions have communicated what only words can convey. Speak your gratitude to family members, to friends, to colleagues, to strangers who serve you, to everyone whose presence or service enhances your existence. Your spoken thanksgiving becomes a blessing released into their lives, even as it reinforces blessing within your own. Speak thanksgiving to me as well, not because I need to hear it, but because you need to speak it. When you verbalize your gratitude to the Creator of the universe, you are reinforcing in your own consciousness the reality of my presence and provision in your life. Prayer is not merely a petition. It should be saturated with praise. Before you bring me your requests, bring me your thanksgiving. The posture of gratitude positions you to receive what petition requests. Let me speak about generosity as the natural expression of genuine gratitude. Hearts that are truly thankful cannot help but become generous. Gratitude recognizes that what you have is more than you deserve and more than you could have provided for yourself. This recognition releases grip on resources and opens hands for distribution. Thanksgiving leads to giving. Appreciation produces generosity. The grateful heart becomes the generous hand. During this season of Thanksgiving, let generosity flow from the reservoir that gratitude is filled. Give to those who have given to you, not as payment, but as appreciation. Give to those who cannot return your giving, not as investment, but as overflow. Give to causes that extend blessing beyond your personal reach. Give of your time, your attention, your resources, your presence. Giving is the completion of the Thanksgiving cycle that starts with receiving and continues with appreciating. I want to address the depression that often accompanies this season despite cultural expectations of joy. For many of my children, Thanksgiving time brings grief rather than gratitude. Chairs once occupied sit empty. Voices once heard have been silenced. Traditions once treasured now trigger tears. If this describes your experience, I want you to know that your grief is not a failure of faith. It is evidence of love that continues beyond physical presence. You can grieve what is absent while grateful for what was present. You can cry for who is missing while celebrating that they ever existed. You can feel the weight of loss while thanking me for the blessing that loss represents. Those you mourn were gifts from my hand. Your grief is proportional to your gratitude for the gift. Do not suppress sorrow and attempt to manufacture joy. Allow both to coexist, for they are not enemies but companions on the journey through loss. But even in grief, thanksgiving becomes a pathway to healing. When you thank me for the years you had rather than resenting the years you lost, something shifts within your sorrow. When you celebrate the memories you carry rather than only mourning the moments you will miss, peace begins to penetrate the pain. Gratitude does not eliminate grief, but it transforms grief from prison into passage. You move through it rather than being trapped within it. Let me speak about the coming year and how Thanksgiving today positions you for blessing tomorrow. What you express gratitude for, you position yourself to receive more of. Gratitude is not just a response to past blessings, but an invitation to future blessings. When you thank me for provision, you create conditions that attract additional provision. When you thank me for relationships, you position yourself for deeper connections. When you thank me for opportunities, you prepare for expanded possibilities. Enter the coming year with thanksgiving already flowing, rather than waiting for reasons to develop. Thank me in advance for what I will do. Not because you know the specifics, but because you trust my character. Thank me for breakthroughs that have not yet manifested. Thank me for doors that have not yet opened. Thank me for healing that is not yet completed. This anticipatory thanksgiving demonstrates the kind of faith that moves me to action on your behalf. The year ahead contains blessings you cannot currently imagine. It holds provision you have not yet conceived. It carries opportunities you have not yet envisioned. It promises restoration you have not yet dreamed possible. Your thanksgiving today opens doors to those tomorrow's blessings. Your gratitude now positions you for abundance later. What you sow in this season of Thanksgiving, you will reap throughout the seasons that follow. I want to speak specifically about health during this Thanksgiving season. Your physical body has carried you through another year of challenges and changes. Whatever condition it currently maintains, it has been faithful to sustain your earthly existence. Thank me for the systems that function without your conscious direction. Thank me for the healing that happens while you sleep. Thank me for the immune system that fights battles you never observe. Thank me for the resilience that recovers from injuries and illnesses. If your health has been compromised, Thanksgiving can become a weapon in your battle for restoration. Thank me for the diagnosis that revealed what was hidden. My beloved child, carry this truth with you. A grateful heart opens the way for what I am preparing next. Walk forward in thanksgiving, knowing my goodness surrounds you and my blessings are drawing near. If this message spoke to you, please like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss the next word God has for you.